Erik Robinson is a homegrown Georgia boy from Effingham County, serving as the 2019-2020 Georgia FFA State President. He is quick-witted, intelligent, and is always down for lunch at Raising Cane's. He is taking off from a year of his studies at the University of Georgia to travel over 100,000 miles in support of over 735,000 FFA members in this great nation. Everyone, let's give a big welcome to Mr. Erik Robinson.
Wow, this is awesome. Yeah, in my travels, I've learned a few things about myself. Number one, I am absolutely terrified of airplane turbulence. But at the same time, I cannot function in states that don't have sweet tea. I don't know what it is, but I went to Nebraska and I was like, hey, might I have sweet tea? And they were like, you can have unsweetened tea with Splenda. And I was like, what is Splenda? I've never heard of that. But the last thing that I learned about myself is that if I have to watch any movie in an airport, my go-to is going to be Soul Surfer. I completely love this movie. The story of Bethany Hamilton is so captivating. For those of us who've never seen it, it's the story of a Bethany Hamilton who lived in Hawaii and who wanted so badly to be a professional surfer. One day she went surfing with her family and she was going in the water. She started surfing like she did every single day when out of nowhere a shark came out of the water and took off her left arm. At that moment, Bethany was left with three choices. She could give up her dream of surfing, she could give in to the pressure that it would take to be a professional surfer, or she could give it her all and see how far it would take her. When we think about it, we all have these three universal choices. We can give up, we can give in, or we can give it our all. I will never forget whenever I was in middle school and I was facing the biggest challenge of my life. The 7th grade region championship. The stage was set. It was your undefeated, unmatched, untouchable Effingham County All-Stars versus the Richmond Hill Wildcats. I can't stand them, but it's okay because I knew that Effingham County was going to prevail. We hadn't lost a single game. Offense, amazing. Defense, impeccable. Special teams, phenomenal. I was so excited. I was with my teammates. We were huddled up, and Coach was giving us our pep talk. He was like, today is the day we become men. We were in 7th grade. Today is the day that we become champions. Go on that stage. Go out there and give it everything you've got. I've got it, Coach. Stars on three, 1, 2, 3, stars. I'm so excited because I know today's the day. I start running out of the tunnel. To my left, I see my brothers, my football teammates, the people who I know I'm going to win this game with. And to my right, I see 24, about 6'4", 240-pound men out here going to play 7th graders in football. These guys look like they could go play for the Georgia Bulldogs right now. I was terrified, but it was okay. I told myself, Erik, just breathe. Y'all are undefeated. So the first play of the game, I go to the huddle. I tell my team, okay, we're just going to run the ball to the right. We go outside. Down. Set. Mike. Check three. And hut. I hand the ball off, and he is tackled immediately. Like right there. He barely moved an inch. Running the ball. Failed. Great. But it's fine. We're more of a passing team anyways. So then we're going to pass the ball this time. So then I go back to the huddle. I tell my team we're going to pass the ball, and I'm just going to throw it as far as I can and pray somebody catches it. We go back. I'm sitting behind the center. Down. Set. Blue. Check seven. Ready. Set, go. I drop back, and I am sacked before I even get set to throw the ball. Passing the ball. Failed. Awesome. But what about this? I can't run or pass, but maybe if I do a little trick play, they'll never see it coming. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pretend like I'm going to throw the ball, but in reality, I'm actually going to hand it off behind my back to the running back. They'll never see it coming. So I tell my team the plan. We go back to the huddle. We break it. I'm standing behind the center. Down, set. 7. Mike 7. Mike coming 7. Ready. Set, go. I drop back. I'm fake throwing, and before I can even get the ball handed off again, I'm tackled once again in the same place. Trick play. Failed. Uh-oh. But it's fine. It was just the first drive. Maybe our defense will be a little bit better. Nope, defense gets scored on first play. This is going great. Before I know it, we're at halftime, and it is 21-0, and we are getting utterly destroyed. Whenever I was in the locker room, I was so upset because I knew deep down in my heart there was no way that we were going to win this game. And once I started having those feelings, my teammates soon had the same. We lost the game, obviously. It was 21-0. Like, what are you going to do? And I go outside, and I finish the game, and I go up to my dad, and I'm like, Dad, what was I supposed to do? We couldn't run the ball. We couldn't pass the ball. Trick plays weren't working. Defense wasn't doing anything. They weren't blocking for me. How was I supposed to win? And then my dad looks at me with the sternest face ever, and he says, Erik, what did you expect? You beat yourself before they even had a chance to. You beat yourself before they even had a chance to. How many times have we done the same thing? How many times have we told ourselves that we are not even close to qualified to become victorious? How many times have we told ourselves that we're not even worthy of winning? How many times have we beat ourselves up to the fact that we don't even want it anymore? Because y'all, let's be honest, life is going to throw us curveballs that we have no idea. Some of us may feel like we're coming from places where we're not believed in. Some of us want so badly to have everything we want, but we struggle just to get everything that we need. Some of us are looking for reasons to be happy, and we really try our best, but then we get discouraged because it feels like all the negativity and hate in the world is just going to take our happiness away. And when we start to have those thoughts, they manifest in the things that we tell ourselves whenever it's late at night and we're all alone. The thoughts that say, I can't be a chapter, area, state, or national officer. I can't public speak. I can't make that sports team. I'm as athletic as a fridge. There is no way that I'll ever be happy because the world is just going to take my happiness from me. Stop. Whenever those thoughts intrude our brain, whenever it feels like the weight of the world is stacked against us, choose to be resilient. Being resilient is defined as bouncing back from the challenges that life throws at us. So whenever you feel like it's time to give up, don't give away your power. Choose to be resilient. But that's just the first piece, because don't give up. Got it, great. But something that happens to us more often than not is that we give in whenever the pressure's on. I know I definitely did whenever I was in Miss Joey Jandisek's 10th grade English honors class. We were reading this book called To Kill a Mockingbird. How many of us have heard the book To Kill a Mockingbird? Or have read the book To Kill a Mockingbird? A couple of us. So for those of us who haven't, To Kill a Mockingbird is about Tom Robinson, an African-American man who was accused of committing a crime that he did not commit in a time where racial prejudice was at an all-time high. A lawyer named Atticus Finch was hired on to serve as his attorney and try to convince the world of his innocence. Now, at the very end of the book, there is a trial scene that depicts and leads up to everything that's happened in the book. And for our class, not only did we have to read the book, Miss Jandisek did something that we all love when our teachers do. They give us something to read and then a project about it. Woo! One woo, yeah, I feel that. So our project was to recreate the trial scene. We would have 5 days to do it. We were assigned Monday, it was due Friday, and it would be 25% of our grade. I was put into my group, and on Monday, we hit the books. We went through that entire book, and we found every piece of evidence. Tuesday, went through the book again, found some more evidence. Wednesday, went through the book again, found even more evidence. Thursday, goofed off a little bit. It's going to happen. Friday, it's finally time to present. So I get my book that has all my evidence in it, has everything that I need to say, and I'm ready to present. I take my book, I walk to the podium, I set it down, I look to my peers and classmates, and I freeze. Because whenever you're talking to a bunch of people and you forget what you're saying, it can be kind of awkward. Sort of like this. Y'all, I was so scared. And because I was so scared, I started just spewing out the first thing that was on my mind. I completely threw off the group. I completely threw off our project. And I completely threw away my grade. When the pressure was on, I gave in. Pressure will present itself in so many different ways in our life. We may feel pressure from our friends to become the versions of ourselves that they think we have to be. We may feel pressure from our family to get that grade and make them proud. We might feel pressure from ourselves to be molded into a box that we might not fit into. But when the pressure is on, choose to be resistant. The way that diamonds are made is that something is put under immense pressure. And that pressure does one of two things. Either that pressure is going to make it crumble and crack and be reduced to dust, or that pressure will turn it into the diamond that we always thought that it could be. So my friends, when the pressure is on, whenever you can choose to crumble and crack or become the diamond, be resistant, push back, and become that diamond. Whenever we give in, we put our power in the hands of someone else. So when the pressure is on, choose to be resistant. Now, since we've created a culture of honesty here tonight, I'll be honest with y'all also. Sometimes you're going to give in. Sometimes it's going to be too hard and we're going to give up. Sometimes the pressure will mount. Sometimes that challenge will just be too great. And whenever that happens, you still have one option. You can give it your all. The best example of giving it your all that I have ever seen comes from my dog, Cody. Oh, Cody. We don't deserve dogs. Cody is about yay-high golden retriever, 16 years old, and he's the cutest little thing that you ever did see. I remember whenever I first got Cody, we started this routine of every single day. I'd come home from school, I'd open the door, he'd run up, I'd grab his leash, hook it on him, open the door, and he'd jet outside, and we would go adventure anywhere that we could. Every day whenever I was a first grader till I became a senior in high school. Now one day in particular, on my final day of my senior year, I come inside, I open the door, and Cody doesn't run up like he used to. He's a little bit older, but he does like this nice little saunter and walk. But he's still excited, so I grab the leash, I hook it on him, I open the door, and instead of jetting like he used to, he once again just does that nice little sauntering walk outside, still excited to go on an adventure. And in that moment, watching him walk, I started to think to myself, Cody didn't go on all those walks with me for him. He did it for me. Cody is a 15-year-old dog with cataracts and bad ankles. Cody wanted to go lay down in his bed, but instead Cody decided that, if I had a bad day, if I was hurting from school, if I needed an escape from the real world, he knew that if he came and we went on an adventure together, it would be something that I needed for me. Every single day, Cody gave it his all. And every single day to this day still, his ankles still hurt. He still has cataracts, but he gives me whatever he has every day. What about you? Whenever it's time to give it your all, that doesn't mean that you have to be 100%. That doesn't mean that you can't mess up. That doesn't mean that you can't give in or give up. But it does mean that you give 100% of whatever you have left. You have to be relentless. So whenever it's time to give it your all, whenever it's time to give 100%, choose to be relentless. Be relentless in pursuit of your goals. Do you want to be a chapter, state, area, or national officer? Do everything that you can to improve your public speaking ability. Try out a new LDE. Try out a new CDE. If you want to make that sports team, train every single day as hard as you can so that you have the best shot possible. If you want to find ways to be happy, take 10 minutes every single day and do something that you know is going to make you smile. And remember that even though there is negativity and there is hate in this world, that you can be the light that shines through it. So whenever it's time to give it your all, choose to be relentless. Bethany Hamilton had 3 choices. She could give up, give in, or give it your all. And at the end of the movie, we find out that not only did she give it her all, she became an American professional surfer and a 2-time national champion, even with only 1 arm. We all find this out to the tune of the song, It's Your Life by Francesca Battistelli. And the lyrics goes as follows. It's your life. What you gonna do? The world is watching you. Every day, the choices you make say who you are and what your heart beats for. It's an open door. It's your life. And FFA members, it is your life. It's your choice to give up, give in, or give it your all. It's your choice to give away your power, to put your power in the hands of someone else, or to harness your power. It's your choice to be resistant, be resilient, or be relentless. It's your life. So what you gonna do? Thank you.
Erik, thank you so much for coming home and being with us at the 94th Georgia FFA State Convention. We appreciate all of the work you do for agricultural education students and FFA members. God bless and good luck on the rest of your year's service. Everyone, let's give it up one more time for Erik Robinson.